I drop one transcript of my YouTube video in my Google Drive folder, and 10 seconds later, my Airtable filled up with YouTube description, title, LinkedIn post, newsletter intro, even thumbnail ideas. Let me show you the end-to-end automation that made this possible. Welcome back to Vibe with AI. If you're new here, I'm Nino, and I'm learning how to code and write automations with AI with tools such as n8n and Claude and Cursor. Today, we're going to tackle a real problem that every creator has. After recording the video, their work doesn't stop. There's still a lot of tedious work to be done. For instance, you need to write the YouTube description, you need to write a pinned comment, then you want to share maybe on other social networks, you need to write the copy or the Instagram post, you need to make shorts, and so on and so forth. With our automation today, we're going to tackle that, and in split seconds, you will have content for all your platforms. By the end of this video, you will know how to take your YouTube transcript and get 20 pieces of content just in a few seconds. Let's dive right in. The first thing what we need to do to make our automation work is we go here into Transcript. This is my editing platform. I don't know, you might have seen it, but the cool thing is it gives me here the transcript automatically. I'll go to export and then I click on transcript, and I want the format to be a plain TXT file, a plain text file. I'm just gonna click on here and make sure that the time code setting is every 15 seconds. And I will click export. I will call the file episode 10 coding. There you go. And I will save the file. The next step is I set up a Google Drive folder that I called transcripts. That's where I will drop the transcripts, and this file, this Google Drive file, will be the trigger, will be monitored by n8n. As soon as I drop my transcript in here, n8n will register that and will pull the transcript into the automation. By exporting the transcript and setting up the folder on Google Drive, we are all ready and set to go to n8n. The first node, the trigger that will start this automation, will be a Google Drive trigger, as we already explained. We're going to go to Google Drive, and on changes on a specific folder. We already have connected our Google Drive to n8n. In case you haven't done that, that's a step you would need to do. Other than that, we want the node to check the Drive folder every day at around 5 in the afternoon. That's about when I post my videos. So I would be able to export a transcript in there. Minute, that's fine. It triggers on changes involving a specific folder. That's right. And we're going to add the ID. How this works, we're going to go back to our Google Drive folder. Here we go. And in the end of the URL, behind the last slash, we would find the ID of the specific folder. We're going to copy that. Then we go back and we just paste the ID here. And it should watch for a file to be created. There you go. Let's fetch a test event. But before we do that, we will drop our transcript into the Google Drive folder. Let's get our text transcript that we have. We're going to drop it here. It's uploading. There you go. Episode AI coding text file. We have it. All right. Now that we have set everything up, we drop the file. We are able to click fetch test event, and it should be fetching our data from the file created on Google Drive. Very nice. That seemed to have worked. Perfect. So now we go back to the canvas. The next node that we need to set up is again a Google node, is a Google Drive node. And what we want is download a file. So now that we got the file or fetched the file on the trigger, now we need to be able to download it. That's basically all set up already perfectly. Only here we want to click by ID, and then we're scrolling down to get the right ID. Here's one ID, but that's not what we're looking for. I think we need to go more down here. The text ID, I believe that's the one that we want to be dragging in here. There you go. That should be set up just fine. We're going to execute the step and we should be getting a file name, episode 10 AI coding text that we can download. That's how it needs to look. Great. So now we downloaded the file and we can go to the next step. All right, that's amazing. So now we fetched the file, or we got triggered by dropping the file. We downloaded the file. Now in the next step, we will look for an extract from file node that says extract from text, extract text file. There you go. That's what we need. That's fine. Input binary field data is correct, but what we need is the destination output field should be text. So we're going to change that to text and we're going to execute step. And then if we look at here, we have the entire transcript extracted from our file. Amazing. That was very easy. Now we get to the AI part. So now that we have all the text, we're going to add our AI model. We go on AI and we're going to choose Anthropic and we're going to choose message and model. Here we are already connected our account. The resource is text. The operation is message and model. Yes, we're going to choose here Claude Sonnet 4. That should work well. We will have a assistant prompt that I have previously prepared. It looks like this. We're going to go through it. Let me drag it a bit big. Yeah, I can do that. There you go. Obviously, what we want is the AI agent to take the transcript and then give us about 20 different content outputs. We want it to give us a newsletter. We wanted to give us a LinkedIn post. We want to give us the YouTube description for the video, a potential pinned comment for X or Twitter, several potential phrases or posts that we can use, and so on. So what we're specifying here, you are an advanced multi-platform content generation system. You must follow every field exactly as specified below. Never omit any required field. Always return valid JSON only. Never include markdown code fences. Never add commentary, explanation, or extra text. Never hallucinate details not supported by the transcript. Keep structure exactly identical to JSON template. Never leave a field empty under any circumstances. So the JSON output is just the best output that we can use to further work with the data. I found to give him already the JSON structure that I want, which matches my Airtable table that we're going to look at a later stage. But it matches there. And then we can basically extract each item here. So I want a YouTube title. I want 3 different variations for the YouTube title. I want a pinned comment. I want a description. I want short ideas. I want a LinkedIn comment, a newsletter, and so on. I'm just giving the agent the JSON format. I did prepare that with ChatGPT just before. When I gave it a quick try run, that performed really well. So I think it's to give it like very precise rules here. Also, when I tried it without being so specific in the rules here, I got fields that were not filled out, so forgotten, so to speak, in the process, or stuff was added that was not wanted. So to give him a bunch of rules here really helps to minimize any mistakes. Also here again, special rules. YouTube pin comment is required. X post must always contain 3 posts, 3 variations. Thumbnail ideas must contain exactly 3 ideas. Shorts must contain a minimum of 3 full detailed shorts. Yeah, and so on. So that's the assistant prompt. And we're going to do another message, another prompt. That would be the user prompt that I also already prepared. Let's have a look at this prompt. Below is the transcript and the video title. Produce all required fields from the schema above. Do not skip any field. The source is obviously our text here. The source of the video title, that's our name, is the file name. but of course, it should come up with more ideas. Detailed requirements, then here's where I go into detail what I want. I'm getting a YouTube title. I'm getting a YouTube description. I'm just letting it know what exactly I want in there, how I want this to be structured. So strong opening context, SEO-rich keywords, a clear call to action, YouTube pinned comment, 1-2 punchy sentences that I use for inspiration. Sometimes I use it, sometimes I write something myself. Thumbnail ideas from the transcript, different inspirations for thumbnails. I want 3 shorts that I can directly clip from the transcript in Descript, and I can use those. Then I want a LinkedIn post, a newsletter section, 3x post, Instagram captions for an Instagram post, and an Instagram carousel suggestion. So all of that content is what I'm getting out of one transcript automatically. That's how the prompts are set up. And then I need to go to add option. I need to go to adjust the maximum number of tokens. Default, it is with 1024 tokens, but that's with a big transcript like that. By far not enough, also not what I expect from the output. So we're gonna say 60,000. And we're gonna add one more option, which is the output randomness, the temperature. So it's at 1.0. We want it a little bit lower. We're gonna put 0.4. That means it stays closer to the transcript, to the input that we have. It is less creative or adding stuff, which of course we want it to be somewhat creative, but we don't want the agent to change the context completely or go too far off. We want the content to be based on what our video and what our content says. So there you go. That's the whole setup of our AI module. Let's execute the step. It's going to take a little while because it needs to work and create a bunch of content. There you go. Node executed successfully. Very, very nice. We got a bunch of text. Amazing. How does it look like this? Well, the text is surprised. In JSON format, we got a bunch of context. That seems to have worked great. And let's go back to the canvas, back to our drawing board. We are almost through with this automation. We need 2 more nodes. One is a code node that will take the array, because it's an array of information, and create out of this one item of text. We'll create several items, individual items that we can then later map in the Airtable module. All right, let's add a code node. Code in JavaScript. So I absolutely love this code node in N8N. This was something that wasn't present in Mac.com, for example, at least not for free, because here you can actually write custom code. Clearly, I don't know how to write custom code, but AI does. So you can tell ChatGPT what you want, what's the input, what kind of output you want, and ChatGPT writes you that code. So I have already prepared that. I just copied it from ChatGPT and I'm gonna paste it in here. Look at that. And what it basically says that it's going to take an array and it's going to return different items as far as I understand. Let's execute the step and see if it works. Sometimes it doesn't work in the first go. Sometimes you need to troubleshoot a little bit. You just give ChatGPT the error message and it will adjust the code maybe once or twice until it works. But here it seems to have worked great. Source, video title, YouTube suggestion title, YouTube description, YouTube pinned comment, thumbnail ideas, short ideas, and so on. Great. I think we got it all. Very, very nice. We cleaned the data from the AI and now we are already ready to add the Airtable module. Airtable, there you go. And what we need is create a record. There you go. Here we have it. And now because we have already prepared everything so neatly in JSON form and cleaned it with the code node, we already have all the fields ready that will match on my Airtable. All right, let's quickly choose the right Airtable here. We're going to choose from my content machine base. We're going to choose the table, which is content output. There you go. And then look, we have source video title, and we go source video title. That will go in here. YouTube title suggestion. We're just gonna go ahead. YouTube pinned comment goes here. Oh, I skipped one. YouTube description goes here. There you go. Thumbnail ideas. Obviously, I prepared it in a way, the prompt from the AI, that this matches exactly my structure on my Airtable. If you have a different structure, you would have to adjust the prompt accordingly, obviously. Newsletter I just did, sorry. LinkedIn post, X post, Instagram caption, Instagram carousel, and the status I'm gonna hard code to generate it. That's it. Before I execute here, I will log into my Airtable quickly. All right, here we go. That's how my Airtable looks. Look, source, video title, YouTube description, and all of that. Let's go back to our N8N and execute, and then we will see how my table here gets populated automatically with all the content. All right, that is where the magic happens. Execute step. It is executing the node, and let's look at my Airtable. Look, boom. There you go. I have all this content from my Transcript. Isn't that crazy? Here, look at that. I have 3 titles, from free app to paid SaaS, Stripe integration with AI. Well, my transcript that I posted is from my last video. If you haven't seen it, here's the link. I'll put it up here. But yeah, it's basically how we integrated Stripe into my thumbnail generator app. And look, building payment system with Stripe and AI, 0 coding skills. Those are good title suggestions for my video. Then I have, look at that, a YouTube transcription. Today we're transforming our thumbnail generator from free to app into a real SaaS business. What you will learn, chapters already, because we have timestamps, remember, from the export of the transcript. So already chapter suggestions. And there you go. We have a ready potential YouTube description. Obviously, you can fine-tune the prompt in the AI to the format you want. You can say always have chapters, always add my website, always add whatever link you might need. This is all fine-tuning later on in the prompt. But yeah, thumbnail ideas. Look at that. Here's some thumbnail ideas. Split screen showing before, after. Left side, free app. Right side, paid SaaS. Well, there you go. You have some thumbnail inspirations, some short ideas. A full LinkedIn post. Look at that. Just hit major milestone. Turned our free app into a real SaaS business with Stripe payments. Here's what blew my mind about this process. Look at that. We got a LinkedIn section, a newsletter text. Look at that. And 3 different X post quote. Just went from free app to paid SaaS in 1 day using AI. You get the idea how much time we saved with this automation. We recorded a video, which we anyways have, and we edited. We have the transcript, and we literally just drop the transcript into the Google Drive folder, and we get all this content out in seconds. This is absolutely incredible, and it's going to save so much time. Let's do the whole process start to finish one more time just to see how the whole automation works, because it was that much fun. We're going to fetch another episode transcript that is uploading here. Then we go to our NA workflow, go execute workflow. It is loading. It is extracting. The AI is working. There you go. The code is cleaning. And now we will see all our content pop up here in the Airtable. Boom. And we have another set of full content for all our social media platforms. That is absolutely amazing and such a time saver. I can't even explain. Okay, you just saw how we took my Descript transcript and turned it into description, titles, LinkedIn posts, newsletter posts, thumbnail ideas, and so on. Next time, we will take all this content and push it into publishing queues automatically to optimize further the whole process of social media posting. If you like what you see and you want to learn more, please subscribe to the channel and leave a comment below.